Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
You better ready? You're first.
Oh, yes, sir. I'll be ready when you are.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Hi, everybody. Yay. Welcome. Yay. Hooray. Hooray. Is there anybody here who has not been to a comedy show before? This is a safe place. Okay. All right. Well, one of the things I like to do when I set up a show is create a space for performers to come and perform their art, and free of any, for lack of a better term, riffraff or any excessive heckling. Understanding that heckling is part of the nature of what we do, but the phrase that I used was, this is a safe space. Safe space to perform your art. And it sent these two into a giggle fit. But yes, so explain why you think you don't fit into, or maybe you do fit, or maybe you need a safe space.
Oh, no. I haven't done stand-up since COVID because I will be honest with you, but the whole COVID thing hit and everybody just went like they lost their damn minds. I mean, it was mask this, do this, eject this, be penetrated by this. There was all kinds of things going on, and when all that stuff happened, it was like, cool, if that's the way it is, I'll just stay home. I mean, I'm good, and then when everything opened back up, they hit me up from the Comedy Zone to open it back up and host, and I was like, okay, but everybody's wearing masks, and you're going to be wearing a mask on stage. I'm like, have you seen my act?
So, without further ado, let's bring up your first comedian of the evening. I understand he was part of the first season of Last Week's back in the day. Please, put your hands together for Chris Phillips.
Keep it going for time. Holy crap, how are you? Wow, can I have a fry? I've just always wanted to eat off somebody's plate at a show, so cheers.
That gave me a great idea, so I had sent out an email to the creators of Hades to do their technical test run. And I got accepted, and I promised the brand, if I get accepted in the technical test run, I will stream this game.
I'm letting y'all know I live in a shit show. I'm 46 years old. I've got a toddler. My wife is pregnant with the second one on the way. Yesterday was my birthday. I know it was my birthday. She made me a sandwich. I know it sounds dirty, but literally my wife never makes me a sandwich. She makes me a sandwich on my birthday and on Christmas. Other guys want other things, not me. I just want a sandwich made every now and then. I'm just not going to make you laugh at all, are you? You've got the stone cold face that I haven't seen since my wife looked at me and told me that we were having another child. That was the look. You did this to me!
I remember that specifically, Chris, because at the end of one of my sets during COVID, I was like, I'm buying everybody one shot. We're gonna pass it around and take a sip on it. And the fucking waitress at Comedy Zone thought I was serious, and so we literally went to the bar and started ordering. I was like, no, it's a fucking joke.
Got the pregnant lady sugar. You know what I'm talking about, right? No, it's called gestational diabetes. Bullshit is what it is. I didn't realize my wife was going to get pregnant and I was going to be living with Wilford, whatever the dude from the diabetes commercials. I didn't realize that I was going to be married to him. Wilford Brimley. That's his name. I'm going to get that name right one day. But I live with, and she does Joe Biden catchphrases. Yeah, diabetes. Come on, man. I felt like that joke was going to hit a lot harder, but it did not. So the other day, this is actually my second time being on stage since COVID. I know all the comics from the back. Everybody else is like, we ain't never seen you, asshole. I understand. I'm okay with it, okay? But I've done stand-up comedy for over 2 decades. I've been doing stand-up comedy before the Twin Towers fell, okay? I've done stand-up comedy. My first time doing stand-up comedy was the first time the world came to an end in Y2K, okay? Guys, I'm going to tell y'all something. For years, I loved studying con artists. I loved studying human behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, we have somebody running for Congress in this state that I'm going to tell you could teach a master's class on how to perform and bullshit people. I am not kidding. And I come from the years of Clinton, okay? Ma'am, stone cold face back there, are we good? Okay, cool. I love you. You're my favorite audience member right now. I'm telling you, I can gauge my whole set off of your face. Y'all are trying to make this something and it's not. I'm up here just saying, y'all, I'm gauging my show. Guys, this guy come out on stage, looked around and turned into a preacher that I thought had came straight off the film of Coming to America. He come out and went like, I am not here to impress you. I am not here to run on the back of an endorsement. He actually had a plant in the back of the room. Do y'all know what a plant is? He had a dude in the back of the room that hollered, well, what you here for? Just so he could go, oh, I'm telling you what I'm here for. I don't know how the black man turned into Yosemite Sam that quick, okay? I don't know how that happened. But what I can tell you is that those 3 sentences straight out the gate told me everything I need to know about this gentleman. Let me tell you why. Because he had a bus out front with his picture on it. With the saying, endorsed by Donald Trump.
So this show is kind of unique. This venue is unique in that it's not strictly a club, a bar, or even a theater. We are in a comic book store, and I had an experience like this in Philadelphia. Some years ago, it was Amalgam Comics. It was my first time performing in Philadelphia. What I didn't know was that it was, and I didn't care, it was a mic. I'm a comedian, let's perform. It was a black room, and I was not aware of that. But I can tell you from having played LA, New York, Atlanta, Philly, Southeast, wherever, that was easily top 5 or top 3 performing experiences my entire career. And I got up there, I did my jokes, and that was fine. Great. But there was a young kid who was maybe 6-8 months in, not long. And I'd never seen the physical embodiment of brotherly love. They hounded this kid.
I thought this was going to be so heartwarming, and then that was a comedy story.
It is a comedy story. So at one point, like, he dragged the stool over and sat on the stool, and one of the guys came up from the back, shoved him off the stool, and said, "You don't get to sit on the stool yet."
I would have been livid.
It was incredible because you could tell. You could see the wheels turning for this kid, and he just Okay, and like you see him like power through his set, and then at one point he did get a genuine laugh from the crowd, and you saw like, okay, it's working. You all know that. You get that genuine laugh, and it's like tapping a vein, man. It's just like, oh, here we go. This is what it's about. And I was able to see that for this kid, and after the show, we were all out on the sidewalk. And as mean as the other comics were to this kid, it was nothing but shoulder pats. Like, man, you got this. You need to tighten up here, but you're going. And I'll be honest, to this day, I still see this kid promoting on Facebook and other social medias. I'm like, good for him.
Yeah,
good for him.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I love to hear stories like that because that's what keeps pulling me back into this. I've tried to leave this world so many times with the stand-up world, but I get so drawn back in because, like you said, it's therapy.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally, I have got so much stuff going on at home that I can't afford therapy. So stand-up comedy and having people pay me to come tell them my problems, it's an awesome thing. I mean, I truly enjoy that. So, guys, tell me what y'all got coming up next.
Well, for me, it really is that I have coming up next. I made a promise to a friend, a fellow gamer, that if I actually was able to get on the technical test run for Hades 2, that I will actually start streaming. So I am working on doing that so I can get that up.
All right, so tell us, is everybody gonna be able to watch you stream, or is it just
Everybody will be able to watch
Okay,
me
tell
stream.
us where we can find that at.
Okay, you can find it on YouTube, and of course I'll put up reels on Facebook.
Okay, so how do we find you on YouTube, Facebook, all
Truly
that?
Queen Momo.
Truly Queen Mama.
Yep.
What about you? What you got going on? How do people find you and your podcast?
So I am at Mr. Todd A. Davis on pretty much everything. In addition to my show, Computer Resume podcast, where we're covering Star Trek, you can find that on everything at Computer Resume. I'm also a co-host of Cinema Shock, where we cover cult and genre film history. You can find that at cinema_shock on Instagram, cinemashock.net for our official website. This summer, I will be launching a Kickstarter for a 5e compatible Star Trek D&D character book. Basically,
what is a 5e? I'm sorry, I am so old. I don't know what that is.
No, so 5e is 5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons. One of the more recent versions of the game.
Okay.
It's been declared the most accessible for new players.
Okay.
And what that means is that a lot of content creators, like myself, and other various companies and individuals can also make their own content for the game and sell it.
Right.
Nice.
But yeah,
Be able to monetize it?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, with something called the OGL, which is the Open Gaming License. In fact, I don't know if you recall a little bit of controversy it peeked into the news a little bit regarding the OGL. Basically, the short version is when Dungeons and Dragons was created, the creators came up with the OGL because while it is their game, they wanted players to be able to create content for it and sell it and make their own money. So it's everyone's game.
Interesting.
That was a long time ago. Eventually, Dungeons and Dragons got bought by a company called Wizards of the Coast, which also makes gaming content. Wizards of the Coast got bought by Hasbro. Hasbro is in the business of making money. So if there's something where they're not making money, they're not super happy about it. So they made an announcement that they would be canceling the OGL, which meant third-party content creators would be going out of business.
Right.
So there was a big uprising, and someone at the companies finally went, hey, this is going to lose us all of our customers. Can we not do that? And they were like, oh, yeah, we were just kidding about canceling the OGL. So that got put away, and that's so now that's That's the thing. But my book is called The Commanders of the Enterprise. And I've basically designed characters for 5th edition based on the commanders of the USS Enterprise. Which Enterprise? All of them. All the way back to the British Navy, the American Navy, NASA, and of course, Starfleet. So
That's so cool.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's been an interesting exercise in being detail oriented and note taking and thinking outside the box about characters you think you know very well.
Dude, my nerd brain just freaking exploded right now.
No, it's a fun one.
So it sounds something similar as if to like I have an Oculus Quest 2 and I think it's called Facebook Horizon Worlds, where you can go in there and create your own world and then monetize that, and then I guess like however many people come there, you get whatever, however much you get. But I'm kind of familiar with the same thing, and I also go to a place there called the Soapstone Comedy Club, and it's weird. Okay, because
imagine that, a comedy club being weird.
no, listen, what I'm saying is you guys know how it is when we get on stage and we're performing in front of a live audience, but when you're sitting in your fucking living room drunk, just fucking looking through this thing, and you tell a joke, and everybody else is wearing the same thing you are, and then the entire place lights the fuck up, and they all start laughing. And so it's like a safe space as well, because they don't want you cussing and stuff because little kids go in there.
Right.
So I told them, I said, man, they told me I'm not allowed to cuss when I get on stage. These guys can kiss my aspirin tablet, and everybody would die laughing. You know?
So what have you got going on next? What's your plans in the near future? Where can people see you at?
Oh, so I'm actually supposed to be at work right now. I'm not the coolest manager ever, so I was supposed to work 4
The life
to
of
2.
a comedian, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so like I was supposed to work 4 to 2 a.m. today, and then I texted my manager the screenshot of what you posted, and I said, dude, if I get booked for this show, I'm not coming in tomorrow. And he literally texted me back and he said, as long as you can be at work by 10 p.m., I don't care. And I'm like, all right. And then he said, shoot me a text when you're on your way here after your gig. And I said, I got you. Show just finished. I'm leaving here in 15 minutes. That was 15 minutes ago. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. He's probably going to see this on Facebook and be like, that's why you were late. What? Yeah. But so I work at this, I work maintenance, and I work at this bar at night called Wingnuts, and I don't really have anything exciting going on, Chris. I'm a loser.
Bro, you ain't the only one.
It's pronounced grinding.
Actually, there is a show in September, which is quite a ways away, but
it's still a show, bro.
so this is in Woodruff, South Carolina. It's called the Nexus Nebula. September 7th. It should be fun. I go on at 2 o'clock unless they change the schedule. I'll post it on Facebook and all on social medias. You can find it there. And like I said, I'm a nerd, so you can find me on most social media platforms. If you just type in my gamer tag, which is Goodfella23, GUDFELLA 23, or you can go to twitch.tv/Goodfella23, and you can type in the code GOODFLAVOR, and you will receive no discount, none whatsoever.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, 1 gig turns into 2.
Yeah. Quick question.
Put 'em
What
on the
y'all doing
calendar.
May 2nd?
I
It's next
don't
week Thursday. I'm actually part of a monologue slam. I've been taking acting classes.
Oh wow! Oh my God! What is that? What is that?
It's
No, what is a monologue? I want to know that.
You don't know what a monologue is?
No, I don't, because I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. But I got emailed to come do this thing one time, and the guy was like, "Send me your monologue," and I'm like, "What the fuck is a monologue?" I started freaking out. He was like, "You need headshots," and it was something to do in downtown Greenville, but it was like a
so
couple
you know
years
when you
ago.
talk to yourself and it's just you. That's a monologue. It's one person and
But
dialogue.
for us, that means we're stoned.
Okay, right.
So yeah. So like, have you ever seen the TV series You on Netflix?
Yeah.
That's basically it. There's a bunch of monologues.
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
The key to faking out the parents is the clamming hands.
Yeah.
That's monologuing.
Okay.
Where he's talking to the camera, so that's breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
when it's the performer speaking, mono, one, log, speaking. So one
Okay.
person speaking.
All right.
And a dialogue would be between two people.
So what's going on May 2nd?
May 2nd, so Showtime Productions Creative Connects is doing a 1 year anniversary, and we have been doing an acting class, and we have performers doing different monologues, and I think I got a really good one.
Where is this gonna be at?
It's gonna be in Greer. I don't remember the address off the top of my head because I'm still off the high
Right.
of the show, but I have all that posted on Facebook. It's gonna be great.
All right, all I need you to do is send me a flyer and I'm gonna put it in with the video when we're doing this. Guys, thank y'all for sitting down and talking to me. Thank you for putting me on the show at the last minute. Like I said, I see where you posted. I was like, I wonder if they will even remember me.
The fact that you think people will forget you,
That part.
that's pretty funny.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be the arrogant guy who thinks that he could just stroll back in. You know, y'all guys have been hustling during all this. Y'all been doing y'all's thing during this, and I've just been off in the where I've jumped into the video world and stuff like that. And y'all will still be grinding on stage, so I don't ever expect to be like, oh, make a phone call and be like, oh, I'm going to get on the stage because I am the Moo-Moo. Why did I turn into Bill Cosby?
I don't know. It's I said it earlier tonight. There are no two of the same comedian.
Right.
So the fact that we've been continuing to grind, Momo's experience is different than mine. Ours is different than Joe. Joe's, is different than both of ours. Like just because, COVID changed a lot of stuff for a lot of different comedians, and then we will go. I'm not going to rant and ramble again, but people had to figure out. Okay, Zoom shows. So yeah, some people.
I never even tried.
Some people couldn't do it. Some people thrived. Then there was people who were doing drive-in movie theater comedy shows. Again, some people did it, some people couldn't. It's, a lot of people got into writing. A lot of people got into gaming.
Yeah.
A lot of people started podcasts. So, just because your path went a different route doesn't mean it's invalid.
Well, I appreciate that.
Are y'all comfortable with doing a strange joke? Because I want to tell y'all this joke and those are my nephews, so I can tell the joke. Y'all can kiss my ass. They play Roblox. I promise you they've seen worse shit than this. Okay, so I'm on stage, and I told this lady who booked me. Now understand, the way I got booked, okay, I'm not going to do that joke. We'll come back to that joke another time. I'll come because it's a little bit of a setup, and I've got 1 minute left, and I don't want to mess anybody else's time up. Because see, I'm a gentleman asshole. Okay, I'm only an asshole by accident. I don't do it all the time. But to tell you the long story, or shortly, I was fixing to get in trouble with this joke, and I had to abandon that joke. Ask any of the comics in the back who's ever seen me, or my sister-in-law and my nephews. If I start in on a joke that's even really horrible, I will still do it and burn the whole damn thing down. So I had to back away from that joke. But remember, I'm at the Republicans convention, or fundraiser. So I had to get off stage with a joke, and I couldn't leave without being an asshole. So I said, yeah, I got this gig because of the power of social media. They asked if there was somebody, a comedian locally, that could help with a fundraiser. 3 people automatically put my name. I'm like, Beetlejuice, here I am. They wanted somebody cheap. Unfortunately, Lindsey Graham was already on a plane to Ukraine to deliver a check. Thank you, guys. That's my time.